Hunger Shake here with two battles in the Panther II. The first one will be here on the Fjords map, and the second one's actually going to be on Steppes. This first one showcases taking the middle position, which I think is one of the most key points of this map. And it's going to showcase the Panther II's capability with the weapon. And that is, of course, the big thing for the Panther II. Much like the Tier 7 Panther, the gun is what makes this tank. It has okay turret armor. The tiering of it really affects it. Here it's a mostly Tier 8 battle, as you can see, but there is a mixture of a number of vehicles that have lower pen guns, and the turret front can bounce some shots. The hull at this tier will not. The Panther hull basically comes almost unchanged, actually loses the side skirts that the Tier 7 has, and you have to play very carefully, hiding the hull with hard cover or sniping from a distance where you can play vision and camo mechanics. But the gun is just supremely good. And these are a couple of older games, and you'll see that in the fact that some of the UI differences, but I've been having these on my computer, wanting to get these done before I showcase a very new game. And this is a tank I am working on my third mark on. I've actually got it to about 92%. But this is a vehicle for somebody who wants something who can actually contribute without having to spam premium. I carry a few APCR rounds and I hardly ever use them. Like for instance here, the IS-22, I'm able to punch right through him with just a fairly quickly aimed shot. And he actually got lucky with that bounce. This has 228 penetration with AP, combined with very good accuracy. And when you combine those two things together, you get a weapon that can actually consistently deal damage. And it does actually pretty well even against tier 10s. But now, as you notice, I've got the IS-22 locked down, but I also took a shot from a T-28 prototype, who is shooting premium and bounced off my turret. And the turret can produce the bounce here and there. Now I am not shooting the premium, and I'm actually focusing on his cupola, and had the accuracy there to land the shot. Unfortunately, the T-28 prototype has a good enough turret. He will bounce some shots here and there, and the IS-22 has tried to reposition to get shots on me, which, I mean, good on him. But this position I am in, to me, is key. I am right here. Yes, I am perma-spotted by their light tank, but I'm in a position where I have hard cover, and I can cause some chaos to anybody who's anywhere near the middle. And on the Fjords map, this position, if you get the north spawn, you must take this. This is basically my favorite spot in the whole map. And from either direction, really, but especially from the north. And this is just a good showcase of why you need to take this position. Alright, there's a good shot right through the front of the Super Pershing's turret. And we'll say hello to our T-28 prototype firing premium, which it does not need. But more on our current situation. As you can see, our heavies have rounded the south. I have a couple of teammates helping hold the middle, and we're also pushing the northeast. And our Hawk is over on the road, actually moving his way south, spotting. So with the 5-1 lead currently, and the good positioning that my team has, this looks like this is going to be a win. It's more of making sure that we don't throw it away. But this T-28 prototype, I think he just got frustrated. There's no reason he should have abandoned the good position he had, because he had actually the one position out of the two down there. The IS-22 has the other. Those two positions counter this very well where I'm at. And there is a third, of course, that some people have seen, that if you go along, I do believe it is the G column, or G row, there's a little road, it's like a wooden bridge that you can sit at, and you're pretty much completely hulled down. And that allows you to shoot against anyone who's in the position I'm in. They are actually countering positions. But now it's basically I'm trying to help put some damage in on the retreating heavies and help ensure that the team doesn't make a mistake here. Because while an 11-4 lead looks very convincing and secure, I actually have been on the other side and brought a game back more than once. So you don't want to make kind of dumb mistakes at this point and throw away what should be a convincing win. And I'm about to make one of those mistakes myself here. I'm going to snag some damage in here on the TS5. I think at this point in time, I am thinking he has turned trying to face the Hawk. That's of course the HWK. Right now I think he's aimed away from me. And I don't realize it till right now. He was actually never looking at the HWK. He was facing me the entire time. He just hadn't spotted me. And that's what led to my demise. But it was such a convincing lead that the team was able to pull it out. I ended up with a pretty massive damage for a pure tier 8 battle. And with almost 3,800 damage, gave me over 1,200 base experience without any premium fired of any kind. And that is something that I really, really enjoy about both the Panther and the Panther II. They don't need premium to perform. And here we are on the Steps map. And this one is a split Tier 8, Tier 7 battle. Which plays right into the Panther II quite well. When it's top tier, it still has to play carefully. You can't get overly aggressive because you're still playing with the Tier 7 hull and turret. You mainly just have more hit points and a even more punchy gun. Because the 88 L100, now there is a viable argument to run the 88 L71 on the Panther II. It does get more DPM. And 203 millimeters of pen is still more than good enough at Tier 8. But I actually like the 88 L100 for that extra little bit of penetration, whereas I end up playing this a little more at range compared to something like, say, my Schwarz Panzer or the Mutz or the Indian Panzer at its fellow Tier 8 German mediums. I will play this one a little more back. And that's how it should be played, to be honest, unless you are absolutely top tier against Tier 6s. But that allows, at range, you allow yourself to contribute a lot. Like being able to punch through heavily armored vehicles, picking at their weak spots, and you can conserve your hit points, which are pretty high. You can conserve them for later in the game. And that comes into play in this game here, where there becomes a late game situation where I have so much hit points that I can just basically be reckless, whereas everybody else is down to 1 or 2 shots. And that's not to say to play selfishly, but if you are careful early, you can be much more aggressive later when it matters more. And that tends to be kind of my mentality in a lot of vehicles, with a few notable exceptions like the new premium VK they gave us all. I absolutely love to play that thing hyper aggressively. But with Panther II, caution early and aggression late. And that's kind of how I played the Tier 7 Panther, unless it's top tier. And then you can kind of be a bully with the regular Panther. It has the armor for the tier and the hit points of a heavy. Panther II, this situation here, I'm just trying to flex over because I see people moving down the middle. And I initially was thinking of going all the way up to the back and sitting there. But I actually kind of here am changing my mind. I have a target of opportunity and I have concealment in front of me. So I'm just going to stop here. Try to help my teammate, which always use a fire extinguisher. Don't run food. That guy, the Emil, he died to fire. As you can see, he was burning and burning and burning, and he's probably running food. Or just neglected to click if he was running a manual fire extinguisher. Now I got a super Hellcat, which we're going to see more of him. First shot I ever take. Premium. And I don't know what that is about super Hellcats. I have seen a lot of them spam premium. Now I back off so I can go dark. And now I'm not going to go up on the hill there. That's probably what he thinks I'm going to do. But I don't want to do that. I'm actually going to move over here. There's enough terrain to cover me. And I'm going to go to a kind of last stand position that I use sometimes on this side of the map. Right here, this berm has multiple trees, multiple bushes, and it provides hard cover. Like, I'm spotted, but right now, only the one enemy I'm firing at has a chance to return fire. So, for me personally, this is a good position. And I can punch right through the side of a T-20, no issue. So we got the T-20, who I'm going to finish, and a even 90. I only have to worry about those two currently until I roll forward at my choosing to finish a target. And now I can pull back. The even 90 actually gave up the good position, and now I can take him out. I don't honestly know why he abandoned that position. And I needed to hit that, but luckily teammate helped out. And now take out the IS and get rid of him. So now base is mostly secured except for the KV-3, which KV-3 is literally no issue to kill. I poke up here. He's not going to even spot me. Using the bush for cover. As you can see, it's opaque, so I'm not going to get spotted through it. He's a tier 7, so no chance for him to have CVS. I can just keep firing at will. And also catch him on fire. Teammate in the Renegade helped finish him off. And now we have a 1-tank lead where it looked like we were in danger of possibly getting pushed off of our base. Now here's what I'm talking about, the health. Look at my health bar. Look at the Renegade. Now I can be kind of reckless and actually provide a little cover for that Renegade. Our Leo has a lot of health as well, but there's a point where I can be a little reckless but have more of an aggressive stance, and there's also still being so aggressive and reckless that you throw your hit points away. Our Leo's going to give an example of that here in a bit. Whereas I'm going to try to play smartly with my abundance of health. I'm going to, of course, always get the first shot there on the Tiger. I'm going to get spotted. I take the risk and trying to land a shot. Didn't realize that he had pulled that far behind the rock. Now I'm going to move, make him think I'm switching sides, and he pulls out and stops and fires on the move at the Renegade, which gives me an easy return shot. And now I make the decision. I see the Leo flanking east, and I figured the Renegade with such low health, he can hang back. Now I'll flank west, and between myself and the Leo, and we actually still have our artillery alive, between myself and the Leo, we can provide spots for the Renegade and the artillery. And there goes the Leo spotting that Super Hellcat, who was around about my position earlier in the game when he hit me with premium. He was somewhere in these rocks and bushes. And then he has fallen back to the typical tank destroyer spot. But again, my goal is here. I know where the Super Hellcat is. We need to locate the Leo. Is the Leo still hanging around to the east side of his base? Or has he moved up to the sniper position at A2 or 3? Or is he flanking west? Either way, if I'm spotted or I spot him, that solves that. But now we found out the enemy Leo actually had went over and went down into the ravine and is engaging our Leo. And our Leo has overextended and he is taken out. Now our Renegade, of course, is one-shottable, Doesn't matter who hits him. So I need to take lead. Again, I have conserved my health. I have it now. I have it to spare. As long as our artillery can vacate, which he does, we actually still have definitely the firepower advantage. Because while the alpha damage on the Panther II isn't ultra high, it puts out consistent damage, and they're not going to bounce any of my shots. So I see 2-shottable. That's an unfortunate case of the Renegade going down, but in exchange I also get a very nice hit on the Leo, and I already see their combined health is lower than mine, and my DPM's higher than either. So, rush in, my tracks even eats a shot. I'm going to kill the Leo. The Hellcat's going to be circling around. I already expect it. There he is. Turn around. Doesn't matter if he even gets a hit or two into me. There's no chance of me losing this engagement. Because he's slowly trying to actually hang around the dead tank there, which is the worst thing he could do. Make even a shot and finish him off. And I guess he doesn't even load AP in that. But another win, this time on the steps map. I almost got Radley Walters in that game as well. But another ace badge with a top gun to go with it as we go through our little ribbons. And again, no premium fired, so I actually am making decent credits with the Panther II for a tier 8. But hopefully you enjoy these two games, and thanks for watching.